Hi everybody. I hope you all are back in front of your screens because we are beginning with our next session by Chennai chapter. It's a panel discussion about servant leadership in modern workplace, and we have Rohit Joshi who is going to moderate this panel. We have Harihara Prasath, Krishna Sivaramakrishnan, and Ramya Pillai as part of our panel discussion along with Rohit. And before we start off the discussion, let me quickly thank our founding sponsor, Innovation Roots, which is a leading consulting and training service provider, helping organizations to achieve business agility and beyond. It is one of the leaders and pioneers of niche publishing services and well known for content collaboration with global thought leaders, authors, and creators. You can find out more information at www.innovationroots.com. I would also like to thank our sponsor Agile, which is a product offering from Tata Consultancy Services. It is a purely cloud-based enterprise agile planning tool along with DevOps capabilities. Enterprises can use Agile to adopt agile practices or scale across multiple Scrum and Kanban teams using enterprise scaling frameworks such as SAFe, Disciplined Agile, Less, and more. You can try out Gile for free for up to 20 users for 30 days by signing up at gile.io, or you can reach out to any of us from the community team to set up an exclusive product demo for you. Check out the Gile page at Agile Network India's website for more information. Simple do's and don'ts for the events coming up for the day. Join 5 minutes before the event time. Use high quality speakers or headphones for better sound quality. Please keep your microphones muted and videos disabled because it may cause disturbance to the panelists. Um, if you have questions, put it in the chat box. At the end of the session, the moderator will pick up the questions from the chat box and read it out to the panelists and get them answered as per the time we have in hand. At the end of the event, we will share a feedback form. We request you all to fill in the details to help us improve in the future events. And with that, I would like to call upon Rohit to begin the discussion. And I would like to call all the panelists on the webcam and microphone. So over to you, Rohit, from here.
Thank you so much, Nupur. And much obliged to Agile Network India for giving such a wonderful opportunity to connect and interact with well-versed intellectual and esteemed personalities, which actually help us to think, grow, and learn holistically, both professionally and personally. So I'm very excited today for the today's panel discussion, and topic for the today is servant leadership in a modern workplace. So before diving deep into the topic, let me give you brief background about myself, followed by our esteemed panelist. Myself, Rohit Joshi. I'm a certified Agile business analyst and Scrum fundamentals and specialization in automotive electronics. Currently working as a function owner in Value Research and Development Center, which deals with advanced driver assistance system, connected cars, autonomous drivings, and intuitive control functionalities. Also, I am one of the leader in top 500 agile thinking and leadership development process discovered by Ascend Singapore. Apart from my professional journey, also interested in the education paradigm. In this domain, I am certified career counselor powered by Bodhami and Mindler, also aligned with one of the prestigious international gender monitors for providing the awareness and divergence in the education system to the children's. So moving on to our panelist, I would like to welcome Harihara. Yeah, welcome Haria. Over to you. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Rohit, and thank you,
Yeah.
Agile Network India, for giving me this opportunity. So, so I have around 18 plus years of experience, and I involved in multiple agile transformation. So one of the in the recent past, I have been involved in mostly in the OKR implementation, and also with the cultural transformation initiatives. So I am exploring more in the cultural initiatives. So that is my area of expertise, and I'm happy to be part of this forum. Thank you. So,
Thank you so much. Welcome again. And moving to the another panelist, we have Krishna Sivaramakrishnan. Yeah, welcome Krishna. Can you please
Yeah,
introduce yourself?
thank you, Rohit, and thank you everyone at Agile Network India. Yeah, I am basically a learner, and I would like to be always a learner. So other apart from learning, I have around 20 years of experience in IT, at team level, portfolio level, and product level transformation using multiple frameworks like Save, Spotify, and Scrum, Kanban, Lean, etc. So I believe in systems thinking, as in like the whole system is bigger than the sum of its parts. So the transformation should not be limited to just development or production. It should be like completely across the entire enterprises, like even non-IT departments. So I have been working along those lines in multiple domains. I'm happy to be part of here. I write blogs and participate in multiple meetups to keep myself sharing and learning. Thank you, team. Looking forward to this session.
Thank you so much, Krishna. Welcome again. And we have another panelist, Ramya Pillai. Yeah, can you please introduce
Yeah.
yourself? Yeah.
Hi everyone. Hi Rohit, Nupur, and hello everyone in Agile Network. Uh, my name is Ramya Pillai. I have been in this industry more than 20 years, and I have been handling multiple projects across multiple domains like credit bureau, telecom billing, and I have been conversant in many BFSI sector. And primarily, I was into project management, and so lately I have moved to Scrum and Agile sector. So I can feel the difference, how the standard of leadership has evolved. So I'd be very glad to talk about on this topic of how leadership has evolved over a period of time, and from business and domain perspective also how it has improved, and how it has supported the client per se also. And thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk in this forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Welcome again. So, with respect to context, which we have said for the leadership phenomena, we have always heard that leadership is not about the titles or positions or roles or flowchart, but it is about the one life influencing another. So, when we look at our lives, for most of the part, what happens to us is only a small part, but how we react, how we respond, how we deal with that, what happens to us is what determines who we are. Our attitude defines leadership, our actions defines leadership. So let us bring this topic to our workplace. So we have seen that over last 20 years, seen organizations shift from autocratic to more collaborative leadership style, from task oriented to people oriented. So when we think about these last 20 years of leadership, despite the turbulence digital disruption has caused, the shift in both how we lead and how we develop our leaders has been a positive one. So let's hear from our panelists how servant leadership plays an important role in the modern workplace. Also, we would like to hear how would you describe the role of a servant leader. So I can start with anyone. Might be from Hari.
Yeah, thank you, Rohit. So, as Ramya said, the leadership role has evolved a lot, right? So earlier it was, leader first approach. Now it is people first approach. So, and the true collaboration is needed, in terms of mingling with the new teams, new team members. So mostly it is serving the team members, by creating a positive impact in the workplace, right? By being physically present and supporting the team, right? So thus, we can create a leader can create a very positive environment, and that will lead to true motivation to the team members and employees. So, and this is the skill that is needed. So that is my point in terms of servant leadership.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thanks you. Also, I would like to hear from Krishna his point on this.
Yeah, thanks, Hari. I think I can't agree more. I mean, people first, always it's going to be from now on. Yeah, as far as the role is concerned, I feel that Scrum Master role is very, very important in the sense it is just not only limited to the process of Scrum framework. or the facilitation of the events, etc. It is more about the single point of interface, key interface between multiple business stakeholders, as in like he or she, the scrum master, need to understand the product ecosystem with respect to the user personas and the end users and the previous history of the products being used, not just limited to the 5 events that the framework provides. So it is only a landscape that the scrum guide provides, but he or she has to go beyond that, so that they gain trust and the confidence of all the stakeholders. And one more thing I would like to add is also business application knowledge. That is also very important, because otherwise it will become a mechanical time boxing events every day, doing the stand up and doing the planning on the first day, then towards the end planning and I mean review and retros. Instead of that, if they can just point out the goal perspective, what was the goal, whether the application and the business needs meet together, and is there something that is impeding, finding out the impediments and obstacle and taking up with the right level. So that is what I think a key role scrum master should play. Yeah, that is what I think, Rohit.
Yeah, wonderful points. Thank you so much. Also, would like to hear from Ramya.
Yeah, playing a role of a scrum master, the expectation is they help in self organizing, self managing, and coaching the team, the concepts of lean and agile and everything. That is from Agile per se. So, and the business people, they expect that the Scrum Master, they should work with the POs and the BAs, and we should come up with the what we say target for the what it should they should help in delivering the MVP, so that the business people they should market it as soon as in the sooner they market and competing their be in a competing edge in the being in the market. That is what the business people expect the scrum master should help. uh, what I can say from my experience is the unlike the traditional leaders, the servant leaders should use their power to listen more and talk less. They actually coach the team, understand the concepts of the agile, and they ask more questions to coach the team members about the facilities what a scrum can provide, and they empower the team and micromanage less compared to what the old concept of management had. They empower the team so that the leadership instead relies more strongly on less tangible and less measurable things like trust, inspiration and attitude and decision making and personal character. That is what I feel like the scrum makes the team empowered more rather than the old management concepts they had.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Ramya. So, after understanding all the descriptions, like whether is it perspective to the business applications or the point which you have mentioned, it's all about the personality or the behavior. So, also adding the one more question, follow up with these questions, like whether is it servant leadership more of a trade or a behavior?
Yes. um, the servant leadership, it is more of a behavior. The leaders put the team first, empowering them and nurturing them and empathizing with them while helping them develop their full personal capacities and serving for the organization. They create a culture of trust in the team. They choose the ethics before the profit. The scrum master or the agile coach make the team independent and disciplined. Over a period of the time, the scrum master and the agile coach help the team make them more independent and organize themselves and execute the project. so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
the project goes on smoothly.
yeah. Also adding the same question I can see here, like, do some people come to your mind that have exhibited servant leadership? Like anyone can answer, be Hari or Krishna.
Yeah, so even from my experience, I can quote many. So, many leaders, or even from our from my previous experience. So the vertical heads, supporting the team during the release, and giving motivation, right? So being present with the team itself, it created a positive vibes. So that is from, there are several examples like that. And one common example which every one of us is aware on, is on the satellite launch, failure. So I hope all of you are aware. So the ISRO launched a satellite by 1979 or something, where Abdul Kalam was heading that project, and unfortunately that mission failed. So when it got failed, being the leader, Abdul Kalam was about to announce this failure to the media. So when he was about to announce, the Satish Dhawan, who was chairman of ISRO, he went ahead and he addressed the media about the failure. Right? What happened after a few months? Yeah, the same mission, it got successful. So everyone thought Satish Dhawan has he is going to address the media, but he asked Kalam to address the media, right? So this is one good example of servant leadership, right? So for example, right, so when there is a failure, you take that ownership. When there is a success, you give that credit to the a team member, right? So this is one which was very inspiring. So, and there are many more from my company. So I give opportunity to Krishna or Ramya to share their experience as well.
Yeah, thank you, Hari. I completely agree with Ramya's points. It is more about the behavior, because behaviors can be changed. Whereas traits are kind of inherent, it will take a long time. Excellent points shared by Ramya, and similarly Hari. Yeah, I just get to my mind. I am a cricket fan lover. So one of the matches between New Zealand and England, the Prime Minister of Australia, sorry, New Zealand and Australia, in the match, the Prime Minister of Australia, Prime Minister Scott Morrison, he kind of took the tea and served the team. Normally the 12th man of the team comes and serves. So he went inside the drinks, inside the pitch and offered to the players. So that is definitely, it will go a long way in terms of keeping everyone equal. People are equal at all levels. So that is one thing. And secondly, like Hari said, there are many things, especially if you take Rohit, startup industry. So it is completely flat structures, and whatever, like earlier, Nokia or Kodak, which have been ruling for 30-40 years, suddenly they kind of went almost like a nowhere when compared to the new entrants, like Apple, or Samsung, or whatever. So all these have started up as a startup, and because of the culture, like treating everybody as equal. So we don't have to really pinpoint one person, but the startup culture is like that, and you will see more and more of these things are going to come in future, and thanks to the agile mindset. Yeah, that is my take.
Yeah, yeah. That's wonderful, actually. And also, if I connect all the points which we said from the experiences, so we always heard that, like, when we say leadership is neither a title nor a position. So, what do you think? What's your take on this?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear
excellent.
from
Yeah, it
Krishna.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a disposition actually. It is not a position, disposition, as in you have to move away from your position, literally as well as allegorically, meaning you have to get out of your chair and go and wet your hands. That's what we say. So work, if need be. If you see, and again, startup culture, the CEOs and CXOs, they code actually because of the love of the product, and they resolve the impediments of the team. So yeah, you have to disposition yourself from the position, and go to coffee with the teams, and basically consult them, and help them and find out, and make the organization and team as a high performance team. Okay, so what see, basically nobody can go like a I would say, if you see the graph, like the OCC, open characteristics of a DC motor, it goes like always on the improving and improving. It is not possible any product or an organization or a transformation, it will have a good period, then it will sag, and then it will improve. So during the challenging times, when the company is in, the team needs more morale. So I have seen, even I have employed those tricks. I go and talk to the team. I will tell them, okay, now last two sprints, we have been not able to meet the goals, and there have been few escalations and major incidents in our releases. So what do you think, you need, so that you can bring back to the 5 years back, 5 sprints back performances? So if you ask them, they open up. Otherwise, in a formal setup, in a retro or retrospective, you are not going to get that. So you take them to tea, and plate them TT in the evening. Tell them, just call their names, and what do you think, that will help you to make you perform like you used to perform 3 or 4 sprint back. So they were like completely opening up, and so the problems they have, it was easily solvable. Only thing is, we have to unearth and solicit the problems from them, and then take it up in a positive approach. So this is what the leadership. So the leadership should connect with all layers of the organization, start from CXO, middle management, even GET. So I have seen in my some of the organization, so there is a breakfast with the CXO whenever new team joins. They are so happy that earlier, if you take 20 years back, it was not the case. Very rarely people get to see the CEO. So that is my thought process, Rohit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can correlate all the things which in different dimensions when you compare these things with the hierarchy, with the organization setup. That's true indeed. Also, I will take the same questions. Also, addition to these, also would like to hear from Hari and Ramya. This additional question in these, I can see that like how to effectively exhibit servant leadership dimension. You can
Okay.
share your experiences.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it is more on right, how you are setting examples, right? So how you are a leader, who is setting as a role model to the employees, and how you are influencing others. So as a leader, it is always important on how you are making an influence, right? So the presence of yourself, right? Yeah, it should create a positive impact in the environment that you are, and the people should be feeling very very happy, right? So and more than that, it is on how a leader can develop some more leaders, right? So these are the traits, and I think which are more important, and more than that, empowering. How instead of giving instructions or normal support, how you are making the team, or how you are empowering the team to take their own decisions, right? So by delegating some of their work, right? And how the leader is creating a culture, right? So it can be a culture of ownership, culture of true collaboration, culture of trust, right? So culture of creating positive vibes. So that is what I think is are the important traits that they need to exhibit.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Also, yeah, yeah. Please, Ramya, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to add to this. Um, Now, what Hari has said to, yeah, I totally agree to Hari. A role of a Scrum Master and Agile coach is to cultivate or to build more leaders in the team, to groom them up. Now, from my experience being a Scrum Master, I take additional responsibilities of working with the PO and studying the system and being a part of the implementation at the time of deployment. So, in that sense, I find self satisfaction when I'm a SM. So, at the same time, unlike the other roles in the team, uh, for an SM, it takes a lot of time to get a what we say identification for the role what we are playing, maybe a year or so. We conduct the ceremonies, force ceremonies religiously throughout the sprint. uh, for example, the ceremonies organized are taken for granted, like sprint reviews, until we reach the project release. This helps the if the PO moves out of the project in between. Uh, we The team realizes the importance of the sprint reviews until we reach the deployment of the project. Then only the team realizes that how important the sprint review is, because we get the PO's approval in intermediate stages during the sprint reviews itself. So we need not wait till the release of the project. So that is very important. This never used to happen during the previous waterfall model. So this is a great achievement in Scrum and Agile. So the team relaxes at the end of the release time in the Scrum model. So
Yeah, certainly.
apart from this, at times, as being a Scrum Master, from my experience, I would like to say that the Scrum Master, he or she is answerable to all the departments. You feel like you don't have your own department and you are left out, and what we say, uh, like. Krishna and Hari can also add to this. Like what we say, you're on your own. Uh, from my experience, you're answerable to all the departments, your team members, your POs, your BAs, your engineering heads, and everyone's. But at the same time, you don't have your own department. At the time of delivery, you are responsible. Actually speaking, you're not supposed to own the deployment. Actually, the PO is supposed to own the deployment, but it so happens that in the actual scenario, even the deployment ends up with the scrum master, though the scrum master is not supposed to be take the technical responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are some scenarios it happens.
Yes,
You
very
can.
Yeah.
true. I completely agree to Ramya's point. Yeah, I mean, see, normally there is a general joke around, in any organization, if the tap, there is no water coming from the tap, call the scrum master. So actually speaking, I would put it in that way. See, instead of getting offended over that remark, as a scrum master and agile coach, I would rather, tell them, okay, what is that water coming from tap? It is about flow. So how do you make the value stream flow from the upstream, from the requirements to refinement, and then planning, and then taking into development, implementation, testing, UAT, and branching, deployment and release. So I will tell that what are all the blocks that you come across. Naturally, I will be happy to help in any kind of flow. So this is the mindset the Scrum Master can have, and over a period of time when you respond this in that way, jocularly, as well as bringing agile mindset in everything you talk, and people will make you think you like you are real pro, and you will be a real go-to person in terms of any transformation requirements actually. And second important thing which I forgot, I'll just add. See, in terms of leaders, in some organization they would like to participate some of the events actually. Actually speaking, it is an anti pattern. I'm talking about very senior level leaders. When they come in, participate in the events, the development team won't be like more empowered or free to transparently express their view. They will be kind of scared actually. So in that case, like one of the scrum values, a scrum master and an agile coach should have the courage to go and inform them in a very humble manner to the senior management. I think it is going to be an anti-pattern. So you please ask me what kind of report or the outcome you are expecting. I will be able to get that, and so that and okay, you have to gain the confidence from the leadership by giving the right visual signals on the dashboards. At the same time, gently reminding them it is not a right to come and participate in the daily scrum and all, which will make defensive about for the scrum team. Yeah, that is my point. Hope
Yeah.
others will
Yeah.
agree with me on that.
Yeah. Certainly. So one more point here, like when Ramya said, like as a Scrum Master or the servant leader, you are answerable to all the entities, as well as you have to take the more or responsibilities. So do you think sometimes servant leadership as a thankless role?
Actually, I
Any
would
guidance
never
towards?
think so. Yeah, I would never think so, because as I said, see, we are more concerned about the long-term sustenance of the goal. The scrum master nature itself, it is like that. See, out of 10 instances, one or two instances you might think, sometimes frustration do set in. But if you look at overall, see, you are having visibility as a coach or a scrum master, right from the product roadmap and the project landscape on the quarter to quarter business strategies. And you are working as a facilitator, you are a trainer, you are an impediments remover, you are a leader, and you are everything actually. So I mean, anyone, even big batsmen, when they play, sometimes 4 or 5 matches they will fail, actually 10 matches they click. So we should always since we are preaching the scrum to be positive minded with the right mindset, we should keep those small disappointments to the corner of our mind, and only focus on the positives. But at the same time, if there is a genuine feedback from the development team or senior management, I will rather happy in improvement, because as I told you in my intro, I am always a perpetual learner. So I never think, if there is a real feedback and the valid input in that, I would request for that, whoever who gave the feedback that made me frustrated, go and ask for a one-to-one and get that, and I will be more than happy to change myself towards a larger goal. But in case if that is not correct, and if there is a miscommunication, I will just show to that person by showing the real data and why we are doing certain things in a way as per the model and the organization policies, Rohit. That is my point.
Yeah, yeah. Also would like to hear from Hari. Yeah, yeah, please.
Yeah, I completely agree with Krishna. Yeah.
Also,
Um,
one, yes, please, Ramya.
Rohit, uh, while execution point of view, being a scrum master, when the organization level change is happening, being a scrum master, at the initial stage, there are a lot of hiccups. uh, what I will say is, being as a thankless role, this word being coined, uh, if taken a poll, uh, this when I said that there is no department for a scrum master, this should come from an organization point of view, not from a department. Because this is a forum where I'd like to highlight, when we execute a project, from the previous session, when Mr. Shah he was also talking, we find lot of resistance across the departments. It is not one or two departments when executing the project. It is from, if there are around 7 or 10 departments we are coordinating, at least uh, except for one or two departments, we find resistance from all the departments. So we keep on coaching, we keep on coaching. By the end of 7 or 8 months, we are literally exhausted at times. We keep so much patience. We keep so much patience. And if we are, what we say, we are part of product company, it's a different story. If we are coming from a service industry, our appraisal is it is at stake. We don't get a good feedback. That is one thing. We never get a positive feedback for our appraisal, and that is badly hit. So our appraisal goes for a toss if we play a scrum master's role. So, and every now and then our project changes and our account changes also. So that is one negative point what a scrum master faces when we are playing this role and we start looking for a job. That is one
Yeah,
major negative feedback
yeah,
we
yeah,
get,
yeah,
whatever role we play, from the client as well, and our parent company when they receive the feedback. That is my personal experience also. Whatever, however smooth we try to execute the project.
yeah,
So we have to look into this. My
yeah,
so it's a, what we say, the gratitude or uh, the client feedback has to reach the company. It takes at least 2 years time.
yes, Ram. I can correlate your points or the questions. Also, if I conclude all the points and connecting all the dots, so what do you think? Like, what are the most important qualities or mindset are required for the servant leader in the modern workplace at this moment?
Yeah. So if you see, the when you say, the modern workplace, right? So basically, the leader, he need to think like a, young mind. So, and currently, while they are working with the millennial mindset has been changed a lot, right? So they don't go with the traditional thing of getting instruction and executing, right? So they want more empowerment, they want more freedom, they want a type of mentoring kind of stuff, right? Yeah, leader should develop that category, that type of mentality, and he or she should be willing to mingle with the millennials or with the young people, right? And try to collaborate and execute the way they are expecting. So that is one point, I could see. And they also need to be very flexible, right? So it is not like, you put stringent policies and you go ahead with that kind, it won't work anymore. And we have also seen in the recent past, at least for the past 1.5 years, if we are going very stringent, it is not going to work. So we need to be flexible, we need to take the things, and we need to apply, right? So the leadership mindset should also be like this in the modern workplace, by more collaboration, by more delegation, right? And more than that, mingling with the young people and think like a young mind, right?
Yeah, yeah, certainly.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Hari. So actually, I would think three C's, communication, community, and collaboration. I mean, just to summate what Hari said. So communication properly. See, it is not about the frequency I'm talking. It is about the right level of communication. Like, I used to do a lot of gamification in my facilitation. So, in fact, I used to involve even the product owners and BAs also. So, whenever there is an event, every event possible for some 5 minutes gamification where people are able to try out the principles, because some of the principles are slightly complex. So, in fact, I can just take from example. I won't want to quote the client. Some 5 6 years back, there was one area where we were trying to migrate one of our largest customer application into a modern web application actually. So the customer side, we had change in the management. So the new management that has come in, they were like resistive to agile. So they were like more of a traditional method. So I was like thinking how to work. Then I had the data of the last 20-30 sprints in terms of our quality and the time to market, and also the cost cutting factors. So I presented. Still the team was not happy. Then I told them that let us have one small pilot of 2 sprints, and then we will decide, depending upon the pilot's outcome, whether to go with agile or follow the hierarchical methodology. Then in fact, then daily I used to have a call with a new product owner from the new management. And there was a time when he was very happy even after the fifth day. I mean, we could not meet the output or the goal that we planned. Then I requested the product owner, because he's a tech guy. He was a tech guy. Can you help me out, in picking up a couple of user stories so that we meet the systems goal, because we are a one team. It is not development versus the business. It is a one team working towards realizing the systems goal or the product goal. He was so happy, even by the thought process, and he worked. He has taken up of two key user stories, and he has worked it, and he has kind of deployed that user stories like a developer. And together, when we did that in the retrospective, entire team was happy, because this thought process brought that we are being it is not a client and server, it is like one team. So we need to keep on innovating by gamifications, communications, having scrum master community, and all those things. We need to completely innovate. We have to leave behind the scrum values and the agile principles at the back. I mean, go beyond book, go into the practice horizon, and the customer area, and the project landscape. So this is what it is required. All those things are all just a ladder, the frameworks are all, but how you innovate and you go and penetrate into the customer's happiness mindset. So that is what it is important, Rohit.
Yeah, sure. Out of box thinking. Yeah, sure. So also I can see some of the questions from participants, and also RC Gold sir added one more comment here, like Scrum Master is one man army. He would be proud of being so, and efforts result speaks for. Also he added one more question here. May I say leader expected to be proactively serving the organization and people, similar to expectations from government officials and politicians. So maybe you can review these questions in the comment box. Yeah, anyone can share his view. Yeah. May I say leader expected to be proactively serving the organization and people, similar expectations from government officials and politicians.
Yeah, if they are able to exhibit, that is fine, right? But of course, I could see some difference in the way the government works. So probably I will give you one example. So basically, I thought like the government officials, they don't work. So I sent a parcel last week to Bangalore. Unfortunately, I haven't mentioned the mobile number in the parcel. So when I checked the tracking system, so he attempted it twice and it was not delivered. So when I found a mobile number through the internet and we contacted, so that the post office gentleman, he gave all the details, and he also gave, right, so the postman's number for to interact and to deliver. So when I contacted the postman, right, so I was surprised. I told them, sir, you delivered two times, tried to deliver two times, but unfortunately you were unable to deliver due to multiple reasons. So can you take this mobile number, and is it possible for you to deliver one more time, sir? So he told okay. And when I said, so thanks for your, support. So immediately he told, please don't say thank you, right? It is my duty to do so, right? So it is, the sentence may be a very simple sentence, right? But when it comes from people like the postman or something, they are always willing to help, right? So the only thing is we are unable to see the good things from them. So and even he delivered, and he messaged me that the parcel was delivered. I was very very happy on hearing this. So this is the one practical example I can give you. And there are many cases in the recent past which changed my perspective, right? So and the changes are happening slowly, and if it is happening in a fast pace, right? So absolutely, that is our expectation that it should happen across our India.
For sure. When you say work as a duty, then always makes a difference. For sure. Also, would like to hear from Ramme or Krishna, anyone on this point or
Yeah,
another one.
yeah. I don't know about government because I have not worked there, but I can tell leadership. What is in the modern place. See, it is called a stakeholder, like a GET. Trainee. Then we have a engineer, manager, middle management, vice president, and CEO, CXO, etc. So all are stakeholders in the product ecosystem, right? Everybody has got a role to play. Like like a cricket team only. If you're a bowler, you bowl. If you're a captain, you do the captaincy job. If you're a fielder or a batsman, you do according to that. Okay, leader has got only one additional responsibility in terms of empowering the team by helping them with the resources and the training and whatever the solution that is required for the team to achieve the company's goal. Okay, that is one. Secondly, in the scrum and agile mindset parlance, we talk about self empowerment and self organization. Like we don't assign tasks or the user stories or even work to anyone. Everybody self assigns actually. So that is what it is actually. So I would put it as a stakeholder. Everybody has got a role. Leader has got an extra role in terms of helping everyone, in addition to performing his or her own role. Yeah, that is my point.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, Now, a government official or a politician, they take self initiations. Now, the agenda for them. Uh, when we start our work as an IT person, we have a requirement, a SRS in our hand defined. Now, for a government official or a politician, for example, in Chennai, we have heavy rains and everything. So, heavy rains, it is unexpected, and for them, a SRS or nothing is defined. So, everything is unplanned, and the instructions, it's not pre planned. And what I can say is, unplanned, and they have to work on the fly. So I will say that, for example, for Corona itself, uh, I stay in OMR Road. When I go out, when I see a policeman in Sholinganallur Junction, I noticed that in hot sun, he's standing outside in the Sholinganallur Junction and waving off people, saying that you guys go inside, stay inside the house, taking a risk of himself attracting coronavirus. So he is a leader attracting risk, but at the same time protecting the other people. So he is protecting others at taking a risk of attracting the coronavirus. So that is also a leadership quality. So that is an unforeseen thing. So certain things, risk-taking quality, or for example, the army officials, what we say, or the border people, anything, what the government officials or politicians also, what they are doing right now for the waterlogged areas, and any planning and working for the heavy rainfall areas for Chennai or any districts of Tamil Nadu. Those are also all are agile work only, I will say. They are
yeah, yeah,
proactively only doing, nothing is planned.
yeah. Certainly. I think we are reaching to the limit. We have 1 minute, and also one more comment I can see from Prashant Gulwadi. How can I help you to achieve your target? Is a mantra of servant leader. Is I think best comment I can see here.
Yeah,
So we have
absolutely,
one man. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Please.
absolutely. I think how do you see? you before me. I think he has very, very nicely put. You before me is the attitude of leader. Actually, in Scrum latest guide, I think now servant leadership has been replaced with the leadership. So leader is one, like typically we see in the seals and the the shipping industry, like the captain always moves out last of the ship in case of any emergencies. So that is the mindset. But but the thing is, it is not, we should not take it literally. What it means is that like if there are 10 people working in the team, in the planning day, four people are saying that we are going to be on leave for 2 3 days, then how we can achieve the sprint goal? So scrum master will have to work and ensure that in addition to his or her own responsibility, how the teams achieve the sprint goal. So that is what I see. And that was an excellent comment from that gentleman. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see one wonderful insights and takeaways. Even the points which you mentioned about the um, CXO hierarchy or the culture of ownership. I think many more takeaways we have for sure. So thank you so much.